Mustang sounds good, huh?
This
car is the best.
Awesome.
Unbelievable. Welcome back to Stay Tuned. I'm Tony Angelo. Today we are jamming on my Aston Martin V12 powered Foxbody Mustang. And today we're going to make it actually run right on all 12 cylinders. It didn't last time. So last time we got this thing fired up with the guys from Hang Tight and we were pumped, but it didn't run clean and it sounded more like a V9.5. And they came back the next day when the video was out and we kept thrashing on it. We realized the 11 and 12 never got hot. You can see it in the headers. They never fired, and this computer can run 12 sequentially, but you have to have smart coils. And we realized midway through that week that these are dumb coils and made the adjustment, and it just never sounded right. It was running rough. It was chugging along, trying to rev up. And it was cool, but I want to get it right. And we're going to do that now with a whole set of new coils, and then we're going to keep on rocking because I want to get this thing on the road ASAP. So let's get started there. Cool. So Tyson came back the next day. We thrashed in this car in the morning on Friday. And, you know, we hadn't slept in a very long time. It was like 3:45 in the morning when we got this thing fired up. And we realized, hey, man, this thing didn't fire on all 12. It sounded awful. It ran really rough. What's our problem? And we dug in to the tune. And number one, the last time we threw in the firing order, he'd forgotten like numbers 9 and 4. We put them all in, tried it again. Same thing, basically. And we realized that the coils were wrong. You have to run 12 smart coils that have their own igniter in them to get this thing to run right, and that's what we're going to do now. We just did a little bit of searching. We found two coils that made sense for the length of them and for the height and thickness and how they attach to the plug and if they could fit underneath the little cover for Aston Martin in the valve cover itself. We found two possibilities. One was a Lamborghini coil from Bosch and one was a Audi A4 one. Guess which one was cheaper? So we went with the Audi one. It's like 22 bucks a piece. I learned when you have 12 cylinders, 12 of anything is pretty expensive, so we have $300 worth of coils here, but we're gonna get this thing running right now. I just have to do a little bit of a modification to this seal here that holds them down. They have a positive lock. The old coil is a spring type, you see here. So if you push on it, it has to be held down in place. This is a positive lock style. This grabs the top of the spark plug, so I don't really need anything else but that. As long as the length is right, you're in business. So we're gonna cut these down just a hair because there's a little bit too much rubber on the end of this sucker, and then I should be able to get 12 cylinders screaming out of this thing. Boom. All right, I'm gonna do that 12 times, or 10 more, if my math is right.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, he's working hard. What are you working on?
I'm trying to look at this video to see what I gotta do.
Is it work appropriate, Declan?
Yeah.
What are those boundaries here at Stay Tuned?
Well, you're lucky that the entire HR department is home with his new baby.
Yeah.
Bart had his baby. They're home, chilling.
That's good.
It's a little girl. He's stoked, but he's not gonna be with us for a while. So Declan is here thrashing. He is getting ready to install the new Malwood hydraulic clutch pedal. We came in yesterday, we put in the ASP manual brake conversion. It's just a piece that takes 4 bolts from the booster. You toss the booster in the garbage and then you can mount your master cylinder right to it. It's just a block of aluminum mostly. So Declan is getting the stock clutch pedal out of the way. You're gonna put the new bushings in and get ready to install the Malwood hydraulic conversion. All right, so Declan's got the brake pedal in and all of the clutch pedal stuff out. He's now going to install the Malwood pedal. This is a full under dash unit. It is a bolt-in affair. And then you'll have a proper hydraulic clutch. These cars have a clutch cable, which is mostly insane for any V8 car to have. So you get rid of that very easily with this setup, and it bolts right into place, which is really cool. And it looks just like factory. You won't even know. So go ahead and bolt that puppy in. This is a unit from American Powertrain. It's awesome. It comes with a billet, reservoir, and everything you need. So hit them up if you need one.
Get her done.
Oh, and the line too. Get that sucker in there. Make sure it's lubed up real good. That's better. Nice positive lock. That's going a little bit crooked. Hopefully that's all right with the harness. Our dude Tyson from Hang Tight made us a new ignition coil harness, which is awesome. Makes this super easy. Once we decided what coils we're going to use, he whipped these up for us so I don't have to do it, which is fantastic. This is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so even we can't get it wrong. Again, I guess the second time. I guess the second. We're getting there. We should talk about the name for this car. A lot of people keep talking P51 Mustang, which is like British V12. I like that a lot. We used to have our first drift team was called Aces High, because it was like me overthinking it and being like, well, there's like super gnarly Japanese dudes and we're American kids and that's what we'll do. So I always had like, I dig on that World War II type vibe. So Mustangs are super cool old warplanes. I like it. I like it a lot. Hopefully this fits in there. So that's good. Aston Martin, also good. Look how that lays in. Absolutely killer. And we just got away with it here with this edge here, but it looks like it's going to be just fine. That looks business compared to before, yeah. Yeah, look at this dopey side with these little pillows on top. That's not cool. That looks serious. So last time we got the connector wrong, we had to do a simple splice here to make this all work. Tyson sent out the right one this time. This would be a permanent fix for me and I could sleep at night, but we're gonna honor my guy by putting the upgrades in that he sent over and trying to get it just right. So let's say sea green is on the right, lime green's on the left. Okay, remember that. All right, so I've got the proper connector on there now. I'm going to clip it onto the cam sensor. Wait for the click. There it is. Awesome. So that's all dialed in. I'm going to yank the other coils out with the coil harness. And get this out of there. Get the new Bosch ones in there, and I can button up the top end of the motor. And we have something new for this time. We have intake manifold gaskets. So I'll scrape off all that junk right there. We siliconed them on last time, which worked all right. But if we're gonna be ripping this thing down the road, we need proper $1 million Aston gaskets, which we bought. You said it's on, right? Oh God, this is the level worst. Oh! Ah, my head. Got a pedal in the eye. Ugh! Whatever
Right
demon at Ford decided to put studs on their seat mounts, I appreciate
I have no
never doing that again. Oh look, this one's cracked and ripped out from a wreck. You know those people that walk on like the bed of nails? They're tougher than me, that's for sure. Because I just got these two and it sucks. All right, where is it?
Yeah, so I'm thinking like working on the bomb squad or like scraping off barnacles of the alligator tank at the zoo. The guy, whoever it does, helps the bull inseminate the cows. That one, that's a bad job. Yeah, those are all jobs that I'd rather do than this. This is tight. I know it's easy, but something about being upside down with all the blood rushing to your head makes you want to opt out of this one. We're getting there though. You got that big nut
That big nut?
for the pedal thing? The pedal
yeah.
square? All right, there you go. I got the top bolt in and tight.
All right, that.
So if you want to get the pedal, and I got the, it's all on.
All right, so apparently an intake manifold for an Aston Martin is $110. Ask me how I know. We had to get 2 of them, so just be
Manifold
careful,
or a
'cause I'm not-
gasket?
What did I say? I said
Manifold.
Manifold?
Yeah.
I said manifold gasket?
No, you just said manifold.
What a piece of shit. All right, I'm getting ready to reinstall the intake manifolds. These gaskets cost $110 a piece, which is a bummer, but we had to get them because we needed them last time. The bracketry needed this little bit of a spacer to line up properly, so we sprung for those puppies. Declan scraped the mounting surface clean of any of the silicone we used last time, like a bunch of hood rats, and he's gonna blow it out because if anything got in there, we can't afford to replace this V12. So here we go. I'm gonna start putting the coil covers on, even though it's a little bit of a bummer to hide these Bosch beauties. Kind of snuggling down the harnesses where they need to be. Let's see how this all fits. Awesome. Fits awesome. That's good stuff right there. I want to make an announcement. It's a big day here at the Stay Tuned shop. I have, once again, a thumbnail. Look at that. I finally ripped the last piece off. January. I smashed this thing in January, and I dealt with a half fallen, a new one grew underneath it.
It has looked disgusting.
It has looked gnarly and hurt for such a long time, and it got caught on everything, but now, good to go.
Dude, every time you clip on your pocket, I want to vomit.
It was gross, and I feel good about it. Do you know how long it takes to grow a fingernail back? Almost 6 months. 5 months on the dot, I think. Yeah. All right, I'm laying in our $1 million gaskets. They got locating pins and everything. That's, you pay the extra $100 for it.
Yeah.
Make it super weird.
Alright, I'm throwing the passenger side intake on.
This guy's a natural.
Right on here.
Nailed it.
Get some of these bolts started.
Boom.
Hope you like perfect.
Crushed it.
Let's
Atta
go.
Boy, he's a natural.
We're getting there.
This is what we should do, since we're all on the old upper lip caterpillar crawlers. Barb's gone. He's coming back in like 3 weeks. I'm saying mustaches only sign at the front door. No entry without a stash.
Mustache parking only.
Yes. Must stash.
I mustache
You
to
must stash. I must.
mustache you to
If
leave.
you don't have one of these, I must stash you to leave. There you go. Done. Sorry,
leave.
Barb.
FedEx guy's got one, Barb.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
know.
Jesus.
FedEx guy came up today and he was like, "What is that, a V12?" And I was like, "Don't let him in without a mustache." Guess what? He had one. Rocking it strong.
Get on board, Barb.
Yeah. Chins out for the boys. Cool. Great job. A plus. Tossing these injector rails, and then we got to talk about a very unfun thing we're going to do, which is pull this transmission back out. How do these are like a, it's like a jigsaw puzzle every time. I can't remember even which one goes in where.
What was here, like a faceplate or a nameplate or something?
Yeah, they used to say Aston Martin, but we'll make it say like, get a mustache, Barb, or mustaches rock, or like stay tuned or something.
Upper lip bandits or like
Yeah.
upper lip bad boys. Top lip terrors.
There you go. Yeah.
Thinking.
Yep.
Top lip teasers or something
Yep.
just disgusting.
Yeah, ticklers.
Yeah. All right, so in our frenzy last time we got this thing fired up, we did not wait for the clutch hydraulic throwout bearing to be delivered. Put the whole transmission together with our new custom clutch and flywheel and knew we'd have to dig it out again at some point. And when you put stuff off until later, sometimes it's not that fun when later comes. This sounds weird. What am I saying? I don't like any of this. Yeah, so sometimes you say to your future self, this is gonna suck, but I'm having fun now, and here we are. It's future me. Future me doesn't like this, but it's all right. We're gonna do it. All right, more ways where we gave our future selves the business. This 19 extra feet of fuel line, I don't know what that's for. Block of wood for a transmission mount. It's not that we didn't want to do it right. It's that we didn't want to do it right enough to do it back then.
We didn't want to do it right now.
We didn't want to do it right now. That's it. There you go. Yeah, that'll work. And then try to bring in the transmission jack and get it here. This is better with all this. And this was... You worried about this?
I just saw it dancing.
You see that, John?
Yeah, that's terrifying. Here you go.
It wasn't just me.
Yeah, let me stand underneath it.
Look, it's back. It's
Stop doing
a
that.
race car
Stop
balance.
dancing.
Okay, that's not in there. Is there one in that corner? No, there's a hole, no bolt in it. All right, cool. Never mind. We put most of them in. We're a bunch of I don't know what our problem is with this car. We do like the most. Oh, that'll be fine for now on this car more than anything.
Well, in our defense, I'm sure it was like 4:30 in the morning.
That's
on
correct.
Friday,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I blame those Canadians
6
that came
minutes
over.
before the video came out. It was the Canadians. Yeah.
Canadians, dude.
He's got the gun after it.
17.
They're out here just chugging maple syrup and talking about socialized medicine the whole time. I couldn't think straight.
Rubbing it in, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, try to pry on the other side.
It's brand new transmission and a brand new pilot bearing. It's just a little tight on brand new dowels.
That's about to go.
I want to pull it out, but I don't want to catch it in my lap.
I feel like we should slide this back a little. It's not really tied to it, but there you go.
All right, start to lower it down a little bit. I'll hold the box.
You got it.
I got this.
Where'd you put the hand?
There you go. So it's time to put a hydraulic throwout bearing on this puppy. TIC Performance has recently gotten into the throwout bearing game, and they make this beauty. It's all billet. It's a super sick piece, fully rebuildable, and I am a big fan. You can see it's just a big burly unit. What we're gonna do now is set the air gap, but since it's a throwout bearing that constantly rides on the fingers, you have to back it off first and lock it in place with this tool, and then set your air gap from there so that it knows basically you're in this range of movement. Got it, but first thing you do is set it all the way back and put this little lockout pin in it. Don't forget to take the pin out, because if you don't take this little plate out, it won't work. Or maybe you get in there and stomp on it and break everything. Just don't do it. Set yourself a reminder. Nice big one. I'm gonna lock this into place here. It bolts right up to a T56 or a TKX. And we're gonna start the measurement process. Now this, excuse me, just kidding. You've got to put on this machine piece first, and then we can measure it. Right about there. All right, I'm gonna tighten those up. We're gonna do some measuring. Once the measuring's done, you want to put those in with blue Loctite. All right, so now what you need to do is figure out how far the face of this puppy is from the mounting surface of the transmission. And TIC sent over a really cool tool to do that. All right, it's this thing. We'll figure it out. So the combined height of this plate and these two posts is 4.5 inches, so it takes a lot of the guesswork out. You can do this if you feel like taking your bell housing off. You can also measure the motor this way, but ours is a nightmare to get in and out, so we're just gonna ride with it, and there's another way we're gonna measure that. But basically, we do a little bit of math. All we're gonna have to do is subtract the distance from the front of this thing to the face of the throwout bearing and subtract it from 4.5 inches. And we have a very accurate measurement and height. There's an arrow here that goes up. Use it to go to one of the top holes. I totally knew that, and I read the directions mostly. You know, I was looking for something subtle that would tell me to definitely read them. I couldn't see it. I couldn't find anything. Perfect. Right, get out your dial caliper, turn it on, wake it up. You know the battery's always dying in this thing. Move fast. Find a number, snug it up. All right, I am measuring this puppy to the face. It is 2,150, right on the number. 4.5 minus 2,150, 2.35 inches. It's protruding. Now we're going to take that off, and since I like the face of this thing, we'll lay it up there. We know this is a 1/4 inch thick, and then we'll measure how far in it goes, subtract the 1/4 inch, and we'll know how far the clutch fingers are. And we'll make our air gappy thing happen. If it's easy to take the bell housing off, you can use those posts again and measure it all up, but my bell housing is a nightmare to take out in this car because of V12 stuff. So I'm just going to use this little flat plate because I do like to measure off of it. It is exactly a 1/4 inch thick, so I'm going to put it on here and measure to a clutch finger. Let me just scale the walls up here. And right there. 2.75. Got it? So it's 2.5 with the 1/4 inch off. It was 2.75. So where's my math guy here? My calculator. So 2.5 minus 2.35 is 0.150, which is right in spec. Spec is given in this document as 0.125 to 0.150, so we're there. Perfect. Rock and roll. All right, so now we will Loctite these puppies up. Remember, we're gonna pull that out so it doesn't destroy itself with this sweet new throwout bearing. They give you these fittings and a couple lines that go with it, which is awesome. This is a short remote bleed. So there's a bleed right on the line itself. Tighten that up, and then we'll do a short feed line with a union in it to the line coming out of the car. And then we can put this transmission right back in. Nice work, Tick. Just no shims, nothing. Perfect. Right on the money. That's awesome.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Hell yeah. All right, we're gonna stuff this puppy back in there and then chow down on a nice dinner. So let's get it in. Sometimes you have yourself a little goal. Like, oh, we'll eat after we get this back in. That's what we're doing here. All right, also last week we did a video, where'd all the HRG cars go for Motor Trend, right? I figure no one's really doing it for that show. I kind of took it upon myself to do it, and not a ton of people watched it. And it seemed like to me YouTube was saying, your regular viewers aren't that interested in this. And if that's the case, that's fine with me. I feel like you guys are saying, which is a good thing. Look, we're all in on Stay Tuned. That's in the past. Let's keep on rocking. I made a part 2 because we shot every car. I'll probably put it out at some point, but at first, you know, I was like, oh, it's not really doing great, that video. But then I thought to myself, look, it's been 2 years now that we've been making Stay Tuned, and I feel like, you know, the Motor Trend stuff is way in the past, and that's cool with me, and I'm ready to just focus on new projects and keep on rocking. So here we are. Let's get the V12 going. Also, this project has taken forever. This one I'm with. It has been just getting the parts and getting the stuff to do this, such a custom, one-off, weird swap, is not our usual slap it together, run it down the road in a day and a half. It's just not happening, but we're close. We're gonna spin these tires this week, I hope.
I'm gonna have to turn this. There we go.
All right, let me, it's not, yeah. Let's just try to sneak it in, the snout in there.
Right there.
That's it, right?
Should be.
All right, bolt her up.
Bolt her up.
That was way easier than the first time.
Yeah.
This time it took us like half an hour, remember? And then maybe this time we put all the bolts in, just to see what it feels like.
What's the fun in that?
All right, so Declan is giving that last bolt to business, and then this thing will be fully installed for good. I'm pumped. We're gonna pass out and get back at it in the morning. I'm gonna make a real transmission mount and figure out the drive shaft, and we'll go from there. One step closer to moving this thing. All right, so we've got everything back in the car. Our transmission mount never really fit. This is a Stifler's adjustable mount, supposed to be good for Turbo 400, T56, TKX, all these different transmissions, but turns out Aston Martin V12 isn't listed on there, so we're gonna have to do some modifications. I wanna make my own mount and move the whole thing back and up, and we're gonna use subframe connectors to do that. We've got these puppies here. So this is also from Stifler's. Subframe connectors strengthen up the chassis, they make it work better, everything's gonna steer better, it's gonna put a bunch of strength in it. And if you're gonna buy subframe connectors, buy it from somebody named Stifler's. They're gonna be stiff. Look, I don't make the rules here. You're gonna buy, you know, a cupcake or something, buy it from somebody named Baker. That's how it works, okay? If it's good, it's in the name. So I'm gonna get in here, bolt these things in. You wanna put the car down on either level ground, or we've got these leveling blocks. We'll get underneath. These are weld-in puppies. I recommend doing a weld-in subframe connector always. It's just much easier and stronger and much cleaner end result. These are gonna go up and in the car here. They bolt in through the seat mounts just to help locate everything. And then I'll clean a bunch of spaces up again and weld everything. What's cool is that they give you a bunch of places where it's not powder coated to weld onto the car, which is sweet. So we'll just clean these off and get to welding. Very simple. Just put the car at ride height, make sure it's not up on the lift, it's not sitting wonky. We're gonna tack it all up, raise it back up, and then we can weld it in for good. And then we'll make a new mount further back and higher up where it needs to be for the old V12 T56 setup. Stifler's, it's stiff. Yep. So instead of powder coating the whole thing and then making you scrape off a bunch to weld, they put little pieces of tape on here and you can just peel it off. And that's where I'll get in the car, I'll mark where these bolt up, and then I'll clean the corresponding areas of the car, and then I can just weld it up. Saves you a bunch of time and keeps this much cleaner. Pretty slick little deal. Stifler's. We make it stiff. That's, you guys can have that, that's free.
A little on the nose, no?
No.
It's all right.
Stifler's. We're the stiffinators. Is that better? Stifler's. Guess what we do to your car? That's one. It's a little more ambiguous. Leaves a little mystery, a little romance there.
You have a flaccid chassis.
A flassy?
You know.
You have a flassy? We'll hook you up.
Are you
Stifler's.
suffering from flaccid?
Cool. All right, we're snuggling these up. And then anywhere that there's no paint on the subframe connector, I'm gonna mark here, we'll drop them back down, clean up the chassis, and then hit them with the old lightning gun, weld it together. Subframe connectors are bolted up in there. We've now cleaned the chassis and scraped back all the plastic tape off of the subframe, so it's ready to weld. I've got my Miller-Matic point and shoot here, and I'm gonna just go connect it all with hot fire. Like that. But it's more impressive when it's, yeah, but when I do it down there, check it out. But again, down there it's better. All right, I've got the second one tacked in. I'm decided to raise the car up because welding on your back is a pain in the butt, but it's gonna turn out awesome. As your stock floor pans get mashed and mangled when you're doing sweet jumps and stuff, the gaps can get a little bit tricky, but just stick with it and keep pushing that button and you'll connect it. Remember, Stifler's, it's in the name. All right, we have our subframe connectors installed. This thing is now light as a feather, stifler as a board. You guys can use that if you want. And it's time to now properly make this transmission mount. We just slid everything back, and we're gonna build off of the subframe connectors. That's why I wanted to get them in there. I'm gonna knock the little bolt-up mount piece off of this stifler mount, flip it to the other side so it lines up nicely, and then I will make some big ears coming off of the connectors and the frame rail, nice and strong, properly fitted, and then we can be done with this thing once and for all. So that's great. Then we can move on, put the drive shaft in, get this thing fired up, maybe run it through the gears. Be sick. All right, let's go. We need cardboard. We need markers. A couple of marshmallows probably would be nice. Maybe a hot chocolate. I don't know. Whatever. All right, it's time to quick design our templates here. I'll use the old CAD cardboard aided design. You guys haven't heard that before. It's old as the day is long. Measure it out 6 1/4. Make a nice little shape. We're gonna weld it in here. I might also try to tie it into the floor a little bit for extra rigidity. And do the same on this side. We'll have a trans mount in no time. All right, it's time to weld these puppies in. I made that one, Declan made that one. They both fit pretty good. Let's weld them in, and then this transmission is pretty much done. You might notice this is facing an entirely the opposite direction we need it. I'm gonna knock it off of there, spin it around, and then weld that back on too, and then we'll have a transmission mount once and for all. That actually works. We still need wood though. We'll talk about that later. Welded.
Just pulled this off the trans mount. Tony's gonna flip it around. We're gonna throw it in the car and weld her up.
Where is that piece of wood with the hole in it?
Piece of wood with a hole right there.
Sick. I'll replace this at some point soon, I promise.
With a new piece of wood, or?
Like, yeah, just a nice. I'll probably just put like a little shine
It's
on
hardwood.
it.
You gotta like
Yeah.
Stain
make
it.
the oak or something.
All right, that's good. While I am welding up our slightly revised Stifler transmission mount, we're gonna have Declan put in the new Action Machine. We have a new drive shaft supplier. It's Action Machine. You can find them at actionmachineinc.com. They reached out. They were like, we've got some really cool stuff. We were like, looks awesome. And they actually made it and mailed it to us. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can get an Action Machine drive shaft, just like we did. And it fits perfectly. Declan will show you. I'm gonna weld. Look at that puppy. Look at that. It's going to handle all 400,000 horsepower this thing's going to make. 4,000 horsepower. Welded. Put a Stifler sticker over our cut, grind, and quick paint job, so she's legit. All right, drive shaft is in. Our transmission mount is in for good. We're going to throw the exhaust on, do something with these fuel lines, bleed the clutch, and then fire this thing up and try to run it through the gears. And hopefully it'll be on all 12, running on every single cylinder this time. I'm pumped. Let's see what happens. Who knows? 12 would be nice. 11 would be better than last time. And then, yeah, we'll just, I don't know how this happened. Barb's not, I think Barb wanted to play double Dutch with these at some point. Yeah.
You could do a CrossFit workout.
Yes. I took 9 feet of extra fuel hose off of this thing. I don't know if we were doing that thing in NASCAR where they have extra capacity or what the plan was, but got rid of like 7 feet of hose. So now it's going to fit nicely. You can see the feed here looks great. Declan is putting in the reservoir for that Malwood hydraulic clutch. Just going to zip it right on the firewall. And then we're going to bleed that sucker, hook these up, put the exhaust on, fire this thing up, rip it through the gears. Can't wait. Can't wait. Well, wait, wait. You know, watch the rest of it. Don't skip ahead or anything.
Why would you say that?
I'm kidding. Just cut that, cut that, cut that. Exhaust, and then we'll be rocking. Fuel's done.
Creative with it.
There it is. All right, so we got the harness length wrong on the V bands by about 11 feet also, same as the fuel lines. So Declan's just tying up all that beautiful wire. Kind of a tragedy considering how clean most of the stuff is, but we'll sort it out later. How about that drive shaft though? Look at the drive shaft. Let's focus on the good stuff. Drive shaft, good. Real good. Look at this, billet, like that. Stickers. Stickers are cool. All good things.
Stiflers.
Stiflers.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, let's get this exhaust on.
So natural.
You want to do it again?
Yeah, please.
Let's get on the exhaust.
Get on it.
Is that good for you?
I'll use it.
We're gonna throw the exhaust on. I don't know if it's gonna fit with our revised Stifler setup, but it's very close. I think it might. Throw it on that side. See if I can get that clamp on.
I got you.
It's definitely that way, right?
7/16. God damn it.
Worse? Worse. Let's try it. Is that it? No, right?
On this
All
side.
right, hit that. See what it does.
Nope. Bolster.
Let me see that. Are we like, are we spinning around as a gip? Is there some maneuver we can make to make it better?
I don't know.
All right, this exhaust doesn't fit great. I don't know who made it. Could have been me, could have not been me, but it needs to be remade. I'm not gonna mess with it now because when we do stuff on this car now, we're doing it for good. So let's fire it up and run it through the gears because that'll be more exciting than making an exhaust right now. Let's do it.
Let's roll. Yeah, get rid of the clamp.
Let's go. Maybe we just need some boom tubes. Where's Tom's refurb when you need them? Hit him up. Tell him we need a set of boom tubes for this thing.
I got a set at home.
Sick. From Speedy's?
Yep.
Oh yeah?
I got the 2.5 inch.
I'm installing our Save the Stick knob straight from American Powertrain with this little Steeda Mustang style stick on it. This transmission has already invaded the interior of this car quite a bit. It doesn't need much. That's about right. I'm sitting my butt on the floor, so it's hard to understand, but that feels close enough. Feels about right. Yep. TVD6 Magnum plus this white lightning shifter the American Powertrain makes. You can move, you can flip it, you can take this thing and rotate it all around. Get it just right. This feels just right already though. I am connecting this feed line from the tick throwout bearing to the Malwood hydraulic clutch master, so that we have completed our whole clutch setup. And then we can start bleeding this sucker. Declan, will you fill that up? The clutch reservoir?
Yeah.
Use that Castrol fluid and show the nice people at home. Brake fluid. Brake fluid, you maniac.
Oh, brake fluid? I thought you said for the clutch.
Yeah, it is for the clutch. That's what you put in hydraulic.
Oh, I got you. Oh, drop that down.
Close call.
Yeah.
I was like, that bottle looks a little big.
Oh, I dropped that. All right, let's get that out of the way. There we go. So filling up the clutch reservoir with the Castrol.
Racing brake fluid, baby. Yeah. All right, normally this is a two-person operation, but since we have no, what's it called, transmission tunnel, I can touch the bleeder from here, and I'm gonna just loosen it up, squirt some fluid out, bleed this sucker out. Then we're gonna have all pedals working. It's one of my favorite things when everything that you have to touch the driver works. I've got steering, I've got a shifter, I'm gonna have a clutch pedal that works, brakes still work, and I have a gas pedal, it's just not here, it's over there. So that's everything. All right. All right, so crack the bleeder loose, a couple of pumps. These usually bleed super free and clear as compared to brakes that have like prop valves and it feels like blockages. Can you check the fluid, Declan, please?
Yep.
And then just pump a bunch of ATF in there. Fuck it.
Don't do that, Declan.
Oh yeah, feels like a clutch now. Yeah, once you get a couple, they really do just like kind of come to life. Got some clutch pedal now, it feels really good. We will definitely put a stop in here because you don't want to overstroke it. Once it runs out of travel, you'll either blow seals out or start bending fingers on your clutch. So I will we'll just see where it starts to engage, add a half an inch and then put a stop there. But it feels very good so far. Got a clutch, it's feeling awesome. I'm stoked. Got brakes. Let's fire this thing up and run it through the gears.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Come on. Come on.
I can hear this thing.
All right. I'm into the ECU Master software. Now remember we changed those coils, so I need to change it from passive to active, which means dumb to smart. It's a fancy way to say it. And that's what we're going to do here. I have no idea what I'm doing in the software, and it's incredibly complicated. But I'm trying not to mess it up. I was messing around with it the other day without it being connected to the computer. I think I have some idea. I want to check the firing order again, but we'll do that in a second. Ignition, coils, passive. There we go. How do I change it? Active. And then I think I do... How do I load it in there? Or like save it or something. Make permanent. You hear that?
Heard it.
Yeah. All right. Got everything plugged in. No fuel leaks. Should we try it on the thing? I wouldn't mind quadruple checking the firing order, but all right, here we go. Shooting for 12. For the first time ever. This is like a NASA computer. I have no idea what's going on, but let's try it. Those are working, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna crank it again. Oh Oh boy. Come on, baby. I don't think it's got enough juice.
Yeah, throw that stand-up charger on it.
Yeah, but put it on 12 volt, 50 amp.
12 volt, 50 amp.
Maybe. Here we go. Yeah!
That'll wake you up.
That's something. Awesome. Sound like 12?
I can't tell really.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna change a couple more things and try it again. Sounds kind of like it did before.
Yeah, it didn't sound smooth. Like
Yeah.
Nope. Hold that. Hold that thought, gentlemen. Woo! All right. Yeah, I'm doing a couple things in here. That thing sounds good, huh?
Sounds like
Dude, it fires right up now.
Yeah.
It was like, boop, boop. I think the tune is way off. I changed the ignition map. It was flat, dead. And it picked up a bunch. I might play with the fuel a little bit. It sounds awesome. I gotta assume we're running on 12 now, man.
that sounded a lot.
Yeah, it sounded like
A lot
12.
more, a lot better.
Yeah, real good, right?
Dang, dude.
Yeah, watch this. There we go. There we go. Yes. Yes. Damn, that feels good.
Let's go.
Sick.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Woo! It sounds nuts in here.
Insane.
It sounds nuts in here. It is blowing out so much fire, it's f***ing crazy.
What's out here, dude?
Fireballs are coming up in the car. Yes. Because the headers end there,
Yeah.
they're blowing them right at me. This is not the firing order we were running before.
No, that's nuts.
Yeah. So I'm going to try one more thing just to make sure we have it right. I think before we were running waste spark, and it was like close enough on the waste
Oh,
that it was like firing a bunch of them. But now I'm going to turn this on sequential, and then I think it'll be kind of a good litmus test if we're running the right firing order finally.
gotcha.
Okay. Let me see if it'll start like this. If it does, I'll shut it right down. Because we're going to get it hot at some point. All right, let's put this puppy to the gears. First time ever. gear's the best. Yo,
Awesome.
unbelievable.
Dude, that sounds different.
Yeah, this
That's
thing
crazy.
is working, dude.
Sounds different.
That sounds way better. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That rules.
We got in there and figured it out ourselves in the computer with its
Finally.
NASA level programming, but it works. It's on full sequential now with the new coils, different firing order. Sounds like a V12, idles so stable, incredible. Rip through the gears, feels like stout, idling, ripping through gears and just revving into it. Still with no tune, it just spins those things effortlessly. I cannot wait. Next time we come back here, cooling system, exhaust, bolt some seats in this thing, and take it up the road. I cannot wait. This thing rips. V12 lives.
That's a car, dude.
This thing is a car. We have done some work. Great work this week, buddy. Awesome.
Heck yeah, dude.
Awesome. Very cool. That is it for this week's Stay Tuned video. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. V12s forever.
All right.
V12s, dude. Holy shit.